It's been like 2 days? 2 days. I haven't done a video in 2 days. That's absolutely freaking wild. Ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and I'm just trying to get my chair to move over carpet. Talk about first world problems over here. My God. How we doing, guys? We all good? Did you miss me? I missed you. I'm back. I'm feeling hungover and worn out. That is the price of going away for a weekend with hot tubs, no hot tub streams, and some booze. Cool. Let's talk about a couple of things, shall we? Nice. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, of course, the absolute ridiculous nature of these era challenges. I don't know what's going on in CG's heads right now around these era challenges. Like, for one, where's all the rewards, guys? Where's all the rewards? I get them splitting it out, kind of, into, you know, like do one, get lots of stuff. But then there's the second one. But why are these numbers so low? Used to be you get like error level 55, which is like the equivalent of 95 now, right? But they would give you like 1500 error currency, and now it's like jack. You know, it's a weird concept, and you also can't even get there. You can't even get there. Let me jump onto my main account so I can get this a little bit clearer. So here we are on the Big Daddy Scribs account, you know, the one that spends all the money, the one that is a whaley boy over here. I can't even beat this first tier. This challenge is about to end, all right? And the reason I can't beat it is because I've got a level 55 R4 or R5-D4, which would technically be these two, right? I don't know why it gets less. It starts at 30 and then goes down to 25 and then 25 and then 40. It's like, what? Shouldn't these be increasing all the time? Maybe that's just the weird person inside my brain, right? But error level 50s across the board, but they give you like only 3 units. One person doesn't even attack if you want to use Mon Mothma, so it feels like you're kind of locked into using General Syndulla. Let's try it with Cara Dune, I don't know. But it's very weird to me that they've taken this approach for this particular error challenge when you can't even get to a level in which it's completable. Like, why is it even here? Why is it even here? I don't understand it. Like, let me show how bad this situation gets. He's level 55. Technically speaking, we should be able to go through. But because the summoned units that I currently have are only like level 30, they're getting trounced. They're getting absolutely demolished. And it's just R5 over here that's able to hang in, even for a little bit. And even then, R5 can't really hang in too long. Eventually he does get, you know, jowered. And I'm not sure why we've got the Razor Crest in the background there. It can't have anything to do with the Mandalorian and Grogu film that's nigh on release, right? Okay, so I've never gotten this far before. But it's, you know, that's it. That's as close as I've ever gotten to beating this. Okay, so this is a whale account. This is a big whale account. I spend the majority of my money on this account. Can't beat the second tier. More broadly speaking, why would I even care about doing it? Why would I even care about doing this? Do I care about 30 error currency? I don't care about 55 error currency. Even if you gave all of it, I wouldn't care. So it begs the question, what is this here to achieve? Like, why have we changed the structure, stripped out all the rewards, and just made it irritating? You've got one here for error level 70. You can't quite see it. The last tier is for error level 70. You can't even get to error level 70, even if you're a massive whale. I don't understand. You can't get beyond 55. You can't get these maps. You can get it. You can get it, technically speaking, through Colosseum, if you happen to go far enough. But it's not in tier 5. I don't think it's in tier 6 either. We haven't really seen what the rewards are actually like. So nobody, to my knowledge, can actually bypass that. In fact, we should be able to see it. If we go to leaderboards and go to global, who is the person with the highest level? He's on stage 6, right? And what's 60? That's the highest he's gotten to, is 60. You can't buy the packs to go any further. This event... That's the wrong place. Sorry, muscle memory is kicking me in the touche right now. But look, this event, it's leaving in 2 days and 2 hours. He's not getting an extra 15 levels, or 10 levels to go to 70 to beat it. And even if he does, the error levels of his loaned units are probably not going to be able to support that level of growth. So why is this here? Why put something in that we can't achieve? Maybe this was just a, like, trajectory thing. that CG just didn't plot out correctly. Maybe they assumed we would be higher error levels. Maybe they assumed that they were going to release the packs to let us get to higher error levels. Now, I do want to say one thing real quick. I do think it is a nice thing that in this error store here, they haven't sort of encouraged additional spending, right? They haven't released stuff for us to progress in levels even further beyond, because that sort of, I don't want to say it sort of maintains the competitive spirit, but it means that you can't just immediately buy your way all the way to the end of the error, right? You can't just go, up, I'm level 135 now on my error unit, I don't care. Kick rocks, nerds. No, they've kind of restricted you. You can only get these tier 2 pieces, which, you know, aren't really good. Is that a calendar? It's a calendar. So, you, like, right now, you can't even buy the straight up tier 2 pieces. You have to buy a calendar? It's a calendar. So they are really trying to slow roll and make sure that you can't just whale your way straight there to the end, which, in my opinion, is a good thing, right? The problem, I guess, with this error challenge is you really need loaned units level ups in order to make that work. Mine are level 45 right now. I thought they were like 30. Feels like they're 30. And they can't, you saw, they just can't last inside that error challenge. They just get demolished really, really quickly, which makes it really hard for poor little R5 to make any progress. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't care straight up about missing out on these rewards, because why would you? Why would you care about 30 error currency or 25 or 25 and 40? Like, this used to I don't know what this error challenge is supposed to represent. What is it supposed to represent? What is it supposed to achieve? What is it supposed to accomplish? I'm not sure. It confuses me. Very much so. Right? Especially when you look at, like, Colosseum, for example, and you look at the rewards that you get from Colosseum. Like, oh, if I'm in the top 10, I'll get 3,000. I'm so not going to finish in the top 10. Or if I'm in the top 30, I'll get 1,500. Or, you know, top 60, I'll get 900. Like, these rewards are good. They're good. They give you a good amount of currency, especially when you pair it with the fact that they've reduced the cost of the Erodium Lightspeed tokens, which is where kind of the big juicy parts are. Not for my main account, obviously. Like, these have gone down from 5,000 down to 3,500. And more broadly speaking, this change here has completely overhauled my approach to gearing units on my alt account. Like, I don't really have units to gear on the main account. This can get me some error levels, some relic levels if I really do want to waste the 3,500. I might do, because I have a healthy supply of server moders. I might choose to eventually use this to be like, oh, I could take my Jawa from R3 to R6. Do I really care? Meh, not really. But if I've got loads and loads of this error currency hanging around, maybe we do that, right? But on my alt account, it's less than 5 million GP. It needs loads of things. So when I look at my light side and I look at the things that I am trying to build out, the things that I'm trying to work towards, right now I'm thinking I want to make sure this account is ready for Zepho. So this is just relic levels, right? I want to make sure that I can go and do the Reaver mission. So this is just relic levels, right? I want to get Balin done. So I just need relic levels, right? Fair, okay? But when I was working towards Balin, Great Mothers, Erodium Lightspeed token. Didn't gear her, didn't farm her shards apart from this. Oh, no, actually, I think I used the Lightspeed tokens that I got from getting Cassian Andor to 5 stars. I did Great Mothers and Morgan Elsbeth and Shin Hottie. And I might have used the last one on Marok, I can't remember, to get them up to like 7 stars, Relic 6, and then it's just a relic level each, and it sort of pushes it along, right? Similarly over here, the only thing that I'm using gear-wise is on units you can't actually use Lightspeed tokens on, right? So that basically means legendary units, conquest units. I won't even really look to gear something new, right? So for example, we've got these error units right now, R5 and Zeb and stuff like that. At the end of this era, they're going to be gear 12, right? They're going to be gear 12. I'll never have to waste any sort of like gear on them unless I want to take them to relics. Technically speaking, I'm getting them all to 5 stars. So theoretically, I should be able to get them to like relic 2, maybe even relic 4. Who knows how this error leveling process is going to pan out over that period. I'll be guessing Rot of the Hut. These guys should be at least gear 13, right? So I'll never have to throw gear on them. So the only thing, or the only purpose now, for me and my approach to farming on this account, the only purpose to it for gear is literally to gear the units that I can't Lightspeed token. So it'll be like stuff like General Kenobi. I had to gear him manually because you can't use Lightspeed token on him, right? Padme Amidala, Grand Inquisitor, stuff like this. The legendary, like when I unlock Balin, for example, I'm going to have to manually gear Balin, and it's not going to be a big deal at all. CG have like completely flipped it on its head now, and they're saying basically those gear bottlenecks that you used to have on things like Kyrotech and Gear 13 and stuff, it's almost irrelevant now. It doesn't matter. Not because you don't need it, but because there are other ways to circumvent it, right? You can get your way around those sorts of things by just using your Lightspeed tokens. If you invest in the current era, you'll be able to get era currency. You can throw that on Lightspeed tokens. Those Lightspeed tokens will let you catch up with old legendary farms. The only thing you'll need to farm then is signal data and relic materials, which are still a massive pain in the arse, and they're probably going to be a massive pain in the arse until the dying breath of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, unless they introduce some other form of vertical progression that we get that sits outside of relics and stars and gear. Who knows? That could well be coming in the future. I feel like it's a nice breath of fresh air, but right now, my alt account is definitely feeling the crunch for signal data, because I'm essentially not refreshing my energy, because I feel like I need to save all of the crystals that I possibly can to get crystals for every new marquee to try and get those guys to 5 stars, because I like to get the Journey Guide unit, in this instance Rot the Hut, I'd like to get him up to 5 stars to get those extra Lightspeed tokens so that I can use them to bulk out the rest of my roster. And it does slow things down completely because I can't really refresh this. For me to do that, I need to climb in GAC, because I already go to the top of Fleet Arena. I need to perform better in GAC, I need to be in a better guild to get better rewards, I need to flash out my roster so that I've got access to more events that give you crystals over time. You know, things like Duel of the Fates, things like the New Era battles do give you crystals at certain tiers. So being able to do that sort of allows you a little bit more latitude when it comes to refreshing on your energy. I think it is a good progression, and over time, the game does have to shift that focus, right? It has to remove bottlenecks and introduce new ones for it to be a healthy live service game. It can't just always operate in the way it has. So them moving to this new model is actually okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not too far from Balin. I'm not too far from gas. I'm literally just farming shards for the B1 battle droid. Once I've got this guy sorted out, I'll be able to go in and attempt the gas event, which would be cool. I'll get gas. Maybe I can start thinking about pushing for a galactic legend like Pirate King Hondo, for example. In about 3 months' time, the pirates themselves should be able to be used for Lightspeed tokens. So I'll be able to just throw Lightspeed tokens at those guys and not have to worry about the Kyrotech and just jump into that. As long as I've set up, I'll get gas unlocked, I'll have to manually invest in gas, get all of his gear together, but he's not a Kyrotech heavy person because he just isn't. So it's going to be a fun time. I don't know. I like it. I like some of these changes. Some of the changes that CG have made are really good. Some of them are baffling. I'm looking at U-era challenges. Why have you created tiers of stuff that is physically impossible, no matter how much money you spend on this game? And furthermore, why would anybody spend any money on it when the rewards are just a waste of time? There's such terrible rewards. It feels like it's missing a 0. Maybe even 2 from some of these to even make it remotely worthwhile. So I'm telling you right now, don't lose your head, don't lose your hair. Most importantly, don't lose your faith. Hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you aren't already. Now I'll see you all, ladies and gentlemen, in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.